Good afternoon, my name is Sharntele Molloy and I'm speaking today on the affirmative side of why females employed in the sporting industry not only should but need to receive equitable pay and fair working conditions. First and foremost, it is crucial to my argument to note that a significant portion of Australian competitive sports are comprised of women. At the Beijing Olympics, 45% of the Australian team were actually women, and were responsible for winning more than half of our Australian gold medals. The fact that professional female athletes contribute so substantially to our Australian sporting industry and yet are not recognised accordingly or treated equal to their male counterparts is a poor reflection on the value we place on them. Science has proven that competitive sport is as equally physically demanding on females as it is on males. In sports like javelin, tennis, golf and cricket, for example, female athletes are biologically less strong and powerful in the upper body compared to the male counterpart. For the physical requirements in these sports, women have to work harder. To drive a golf ball 200 metres, for example, a woman would have to use anywhere between 80 and 90% of her maximum force capacity, whereas a man driving a ball the same distance would probably only use around about 60%. This means that in sport, women are under the same level of physical pressure, if not more than their male counterparts. How can we deny female athletes fair and equitable pay and working conditions when they too put their bodies through such strenuous activity for competitive sport? Sports as a competitive industry simply cannot progress into a new generation without addressing the glaringly obvious segregation between male and female athletes. This segregation is encouraged at the earliest stages of childhood and carries right through to elite sporting levels. The rules for women are altered, simplified, and in some instances downright different. In basketball, for example, women play with a smaller ball and with slightly different rules to their male counterparts. This segregation delivers the message that men and women, boys and girls, are categorically different, based solely on their gender and not on their skill set. Separating men and women within the industry and denying women the same working opportunities as men goes against the modern grain of the egalitarian society that we claim to live in. It's demeaning, demoralising, devaluing for professional athletes who have dedicated the majority of their lives to refining their craft as well as their sports. It's simple. Sport cannot and will not progress into a new age of passionate and dedicated athletes without the industry acknowledging the efforts of its professional female competitors. As I have outlined, it is crucial that in the modern day sporting industry, women receive equitable pay and fair working conditions. It is pivotal to acknowledge that the hard work and persistence of all athletes. Competitive sport is a fundamental part of the modern world's way of life, and a significant portion of competitive sport events today are comprised of female athletes, and therefore their working conditions, including pay, should be distributed fairly and equally. Science has proven that competitive sport is as equally physically demanding on females as it is on males. As an industry, competitive sport simply cannot progress past where it currently is today if the issue of gender pay equality is not overhauled. While the rest of the world is recognising the importance of closing this gap and working to revolutionise their respective industries, the sporting industry is resting on its laurels, and frankly, in the 21st century, this is not good enough. Venus Williams, a professional female tennis player, once stated, "Imagine you're a little girl. You're growing up. You practice as hard as you can with girls and with boys. You have a dream, and you fight, and you work, and you sacrifice to get to this stage. You work as hard as anyone you know, and then you get to this stage and you're told you're not the same as a boy. Almost as good, but not quite the same. Think how devastating and demoralising that would be." Thank you.